Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today I'm super excited to be presenting the TwelveLabs Education AWS integration and benchmarking platform. So essentially what this software is it's going to be using TwelveLabs Marengo and Pegasus model to actually transform static lecture content and any educational video into highly impactful student and teacher resources. So you can think things like transcripts for accessibility, summaries, timeline chapters, as well as even dynamic quiz questions. We're going to be able to see all of that and how 12 Labs can actually really in-depthly analyze videos for the education industry. And furthermore, we'll also discuss how this platform is fully deployed on AWS and how this really works in tangent with the new 12 Labs and AWS partnership. And lastly, we'll also be able to compare 12 Labs with other multimodal models on the market, namely, there's going to be Google Gemini and AWS Nova. So let's get started. So right now, we can just sign in as an instructor to actually get a course uploaded. So let's actually just upload a quick course. And so here, let's preview the video.
Hello and welcome to this brief history of computer science.
And so you can see this is going to be a history of computer science type lecture. So let's actually upload this. So right now it's going to be asynchronously uploading to AWS S3 and Google Gemini as they require that for their multimodal model usage. And you might notice 12 Labs is taking a little extra time, and that's because 12 Labs does do a lot of pre-processing in terms of things like vector embeddings, in terms of actually things like very common information like the gist. And so we'll be able to see how that's actually super helpful when it comes to actually generating content super fast in the future. So we'll cut back to when this is finished uploading.
Hello and welcome to this brief.
So now we see that our video is completely uploaded, and what you'll notice, so more on the pre-processing topic, is that you'll notice things like the transcript as well as things like the gist here from 12 Labs are being generated much faster than these other multimodal models. So that's sort of the benefit of having an increased indexing and upload time. But now we'll see that all the rest of the content is populating from the other models as well. So what the software does is it generates live transcripts for accessibility, proposed video title and metadata, key learning points for your students to witness, pacing insights for the instructor to actually improve upon, as well as engagement analysis to really predict where certain parts of the video might evoke your students' emotion or engagement the most or the least. And so a little bit into how benchmarking works. All these models are provided the exact same prompt to keep it fair, and you will see that you're actually able to see side by side all the differences in actually how these multimodal models work. So you can see just as an example, you can see how Google Gemini and AWS Nova they add extra hashtags, and you can see how AWS Nova tends to spit out a lot more content, while 12 Labs and Google Gemini tends to be more focused. Now I go into a much more detailed analysis on actually each of these models, including price analysis as well, so that you can choose the best multimodal model for your use case. So in my blog, so make sure to read up on my blog right after watching this video. And so great, so everything's been generated. Let's go ahead and publish this course to our students. Great, so now let's actually sign in as a student to actually take this course and see exactly what the students see. So here we can click on a course
Hello and welcome to.
that we just generated. And you can see here that all of the content that we generated is pretty much on display for students besides the content that's purely generated for the teacher. And so we can go ahead and actually take the dynamic quizzes that we generated. So you can see here we can show hints, and then we can actually just select here. It shows an explanation as well. So you can see how this really cuts down on the time for instructors to actually bring their content from just static video to make it really impactful for students to really enhance their learning. And later you'll see how this can actually provide feedback back to the teacher. So I'm going to really quickly finish this quiz and I'll cut back to when I'm done. Okay, great. So that is the last question. So I'm actually going to go ahead and submit this assignment.
Hello and welcome.
And so you can see how quick that was. And the reason why is because I'm not referencing anything outside of AWS. All the data that was generated has been saved into DynamoDB, and we're using other AWS Bedrock models. This one's using Cloud Sonnet to actually generate the student report. So we can see quiz performance, personalized study recommendations, questions you got wrong, concept mastery tracking. And so you can see how much of a benefit this can provide to students who want immediate feedback on their knowledge of specific content. And so external resources here, this actually uses a AWS Memory DB. and it utilizes vector embeddings generated by TwelveLabs to actually recommend videos. Right now, I don't have any other videos in the database, so I can't reference any videos. And so let's actually hop back to the teacher view to actually see what the teachers see now after a student has completed the course. So let's sign in, go to analytics.
Hello and welcome.
And there we go. We can see that it reports back on which student took the quiz and their score. And right now, again, it's utilizing AWS Bedrock's other models in tangent with TwelveLabs to generate a really coherent report so that the teachers can then reassess how they can improve their students' knowledge of the course content. So you can see there's things like challenging concepts, class averages, recommended action, and next steps. And so this is super valuable for teachers to immediately distribute content, as well as enhance their video lectures from just static video into super interactive content for their students. And so, yeah, that is the TwelveLabs AWS education sort of proof of concept benchmarking platform. I really encourage you to read up more on the blog as I go much more into detail on the technical architecture, how it all is deployed onto AWS, and you can actually try the site out for yourself and go ahead and load in any videos you'd like to. So yeah, thank you.